Hi, we're here today with Christian Johansson. He is the Secretary of DBED. Thank you for coming on. Could you please explain to us more about your organization?
Sure. In every one of these interviews, when I talk about the Department of Business and Economic Development, the first thing I do is I hold up this card because every single one of our employees has it. And on the front is our mission. And I gave you one too, so you can see here. It says to create, attract, and retain jobs while promoting the state's vibrant cultural economies.
And that is your main goal?
That is our mission. That is what we wake up, and that's what we are focused on doing. And we do it in a whole wide variety of ways. We do it by marketing the state, by telling everybody that this is one of the best places to invest. We do it by incentive programs. In some cases it's grants, in some cases it's loans, helping companies expand. Our mission's really simple. We want to create economic opportunity in this state. We want companies to invest here. We want to see job creation, and that's what we're focused on.
Since you've taken over this position, what has been some of the challenges you've had?
Well, obviously, we're in a very difficult economy. We're in an environment where you've seen the national economy, the U.S. economy, has shed over 8 million jobs in 18 months. You have national unemployment rates that are north of 10%. Now, there's a silver lining to this. The silver lining for us has been that Maryland has been one of the best performers in the United States throughout this recession. And what you're looking at for the state of Maryland is an unemployment rate of around 7.2%, more than 25% below the national average. Now, we're not happy with that, but one of our first charges that we've had is to make sure that that story gets out, that this has been one of the best states to invest, one of the best states in this entire union. And so that's what we've been focused on, and we've taken a number of steps to do that. Other
states are watching this state in the Washington metropolitan area. How can they mirror some of the things that you're doing?
We don't want them to copy us. Okay. No, in all seriousness, if you look at our economic development policy, it starts with a couple different basic things. It starts around saying, what are our natural strengths? What are the things that make us really strong as a state? And so we look to those natural competitive advantages, whether the fact is that we have some of the federal facilities that are here that are absolutely amazing, whether that's the NIH or the FDA or CMMS. We look to the fact that we have one of the best educated populaces of any state in the union. We look to the fact that we have some of the best institutions of higher learning, and we look to the fact that we have one of the most strategic locations right here in the Northeast Corridor, right? Close to Washington, close to Philadelphia, close to New York, with a port, airport, rail. We have so many things going for ourselves. And so when we look at all those things, what are the areas that we're naturally strong in, and how do we invest and how do we build on those areas? The interesting thing is that this state is very knowledge driven, and this recession has been very knowledge driven as well. Because if you look at across most states in the union, what's been the biggest predictor of how well they've performed as states? The biggest predictor has been how well educated is their workforce. Because in this recession, if you didn't have a 4-year college degree, your unemployment rate was 2 to 4 times higher than the person who did. And so Maryland is very well educated. We have a much lower unemployment rate. So one of our things I would say for most states is that you have to invest in people. In the new knowledge-driven economy we're looking at, it is about people. And for this state, that translates into biotech, it translates into IT and cybersecurity. It translates into record investments from foreign firms that want to be and want to have beachheads in the United States. And you know, we like to sum it up in a phrase we call FEDS, MEDS, EDS, and BEDS. And FEDS is the federal government and all the businesses associated with it. MEDS is bio and healthcare, and we actually export healthcare, and obviously we have a lot of bio here as well. EDS is our educational institution, and you see at College Park or Johns Hopkins and all the growth that occurs around them. And BEDS is tourism, and tourism has actually been a good performer for us during this recession because people don't like to travel during recessions. They want a vacation closer to home. So we're having a good year for that. So if they want to emulate us, what I would suggest is identify the things that are really critical to their state, the things that they have that are unique, and then look at, in order to build industries around those unique things, what are the things that you need to be successful? For us, for all the industries we look at, we try to make sure that we have the smartest people, the best educated people. We try to make sure that small business is a component of every industry that we do, because small business is all, you need a vibrant small business community for that industry to be successful. So whether we're talking about feds, meds, eds, or beds, in each one of these, we always ask, we're a small business, how can we encourage small business, especially small minority-owned companies here, to be successful?
Yeah.